Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stassi. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm so excited. I have a returning guest for this episode, and it's Simon. Thank you so much for coming back here
Hi,
today.
hello. Thank you so much for having me. It's very, very exciting. Thank
Oh,
you.
I'm excited to have you back and have a proper podcast with you. We did a
Yes,
quick one back in December to talk about the Simmer Awards, which we'll talk about a little bit later in this podcast. And I
of
got to
course.
know a little bit more about you. So after I was like, come back and get a Simmer spotlight. So, Simon, I'm so happy that you're here today. For any of my new listeners listening in, welcome in. Simon, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your Sims history?
Oh wow, there's a lot to talk about. I guess for my Simpsons story. Well, first and first, my name is Simon. I'm from Italy, born and raised in Italy, still living here, and I have been making Sims content since 2016. I think that's when my first video actually was uploaded. Haven't been posted that consistently through the years, but maybe like 2019 is when I started to like push into like making actual content for the Sims and all of that. And I have been loving it ever since. I have been loving this franchise since like it first came out. I have like my first memories of like playing video games is playing The Sims 2 with my cousins. Like this franchise has been like part of my life since the beginning, and I really wanted to create content for it because I played all the time. So I said, why not? And I started posting, and people started watching my videos. And then I made a Twitter, and I made an Instagram, and I made a whatever, and started posting on those, and people started following me there. And I made so many amazing connections thanks to this game. It's like I don't even know what to say about this game and this franchise as a whole. Like it's amazing and I love it so much. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. But yeah, I've been making content. I love it, and I'm here on the internet all the time.
I love that. I think that's the one of the best things about the Sims community. It really brings us together. I'm a
Yeah,
huge believer. It's the community that makes the Sims special. It's not EA. EA does not make
100%.
the game special. It's a carbon copy from every other generation.
Yep.
But it's so cool to see it. And you spoke about networking. I love that. It's basically once you kind of get into somebody and knowing them, you kind of get to know more of their friends, and then their friends want to talk to
Yes.
you. It's really
Yes.
networking.
I really love it. And I just found so many amazing, amazing people through this game and the online community. And not just like amazing people that like they make great content, which there's plenty of people that make amazing content for the Sims, but also like great people that I'm actually friends with. And like I
Mhm.
actually talk to them every day. We message, we chat, we talk about like everyday stuff. We share things like outside of the Sims, and that's something that I really, really love that I wouldn't probably have otherwise, because I wouldn't actually be like this into the internet community if it wasn't for the Sims franchise.
I could not also agree more. It's fascinating when you said internet community because so I'm a millennial. So
Yeah.
our parents taught us to not talk to people
Yes.
online. People online are going to murder you. That was the message hammered in. Do not talk to people online. You will die. It's so funny now. I talk to more people doing this than I do in my real
Yeah.
life. Like I
Yeah.
would say the people I see the most are Simmers for podcast, my coworkers, my fiance,
It's the third in the
yeah,
list.
and we live together. My friends and then my family.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like I like last year,
Yeah.
for Christmas, I actually messaged 25 of my closest Sims friends and mailed them a physical Christmas card.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And
That's
everyone
very
was like,
cute.
"What?" I was like, "Yeah, I just want to mail you a Christmas card." They're like,
That's super cute.
I was like, and people were like so excited to get it because as an adult, the only thing that comes in the mail is bills
Usually,
and
yeah.
junk mail, right? So I plan to do the same thing this year, and people were like, "Oh my
That
god!"
is
Like
super cute. That is
I,
such a cute idea.
it's such a cute idea. No, I love getting Christmas cards in the mail and just like someone thinking about that. I wanted to do it, and I was like, I'm gonna do that this year. But
I
like,
love
I
that.
invited people to my wedding, which I guess will have already
Oh,
happened by the time this podcast goes out.
oh.
But what? Yeah, as it's being filmed, I am not married. As you're listening
Okay.
to it, I'm Mrs. Tosos, everyone. I'm no longer Miss Mill.
Yes.
So I invited actual people to the
That's
wedding.
so
It's
cute.
it's so cute, and people like actually want to come. I was like, ooh,
That's lovely. I really love that. Like the sense of community that forms is like more than just being like, oh, we play the same game. Is
mhm,
more of a like, yeah, we play the same game, but we also like share a lot of our personal life, and we talk and we chat, and we talk about the bad things that happen, the good things that happen,
mhm.
and you know, it's something. Yeah, as you said, like when the internet first like started to be mainstream,
Yeah.
with in quotes, everybody said, oh, the internet is dangerous and
Mhm.
scary and whatever, which, there's definitely also that part of the internet, but like having these kind of connections is something that you could never have done otherwise, because
Yeah.
like there's people from all around the world that I talk to, people that live in the United States that I talk to, that like how would I talk to them otherwise without the internet.
Exactly. It kind of brings us. That's a good part of the internet that I like. Because I mean, let's not pretend the internet's not a very bad,
Of
toxic place, and
course.
that's going to ruin everybody, and AI is going to kill us all. But the good side of the internet is we can communicate. Like, I would have never met you. I
Yeah,
would have never been
exactly.
able to create this podcast. I would have never been able to do any of this stuff if we didn't have the internet where we're able to
Yeah,
communicate, or just like literally messaging each other on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, or
that could
posting
not be a
videos.
thing.
That could not be a thing. I literally could not be a thing. It's crazy to see like how far the internet's come.
Yeah.
I did a podcast this morning with Samantha Builds, and we were talking
Hmm.
about how the internet has changed dramatically from like The Sims 1,
Oh
when
yeah.
when it first came out, like we were babies.
Yeah.
Like the internet was just new, and like you had to like ask Jeeves and stuff like that. Where now kids today are given cell phones at the age of 6 and presented social media at the age of 7. So nothing's
Yeah.
new to them. Or to us, like The Sims 1 when it first came out, like that was revolutionary. That was game changing. Like that was like there was women in go-go dance cages. Okay, like
There was.
there was, right, woman popping out of a cake, a vibrating bed, like
Yep.
fucking everything's on fire, right? Like that was so different. Like, and like the world was different back then.
Yeah.
Now it's a little bit more safer, I guess, but I don't know. It's fascinating to see. So, like, we've come so far with the internet 20 years. Imagine where the internet's going to be in 20 more years from now.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. Like, I don't even know where it could go after like where we are right now. Like, I could not imagine what more we could have. Like,
Yeah.
what are we gonna have? Like, holographic, like
Right?
holograms. I don't know, or like a connection to our directly to our brain. What's next? Like,
Oh,
I wouldn't even know.
for sure, microchips in the
Microchips.
wrist. And
Yeah,
that's gonna be like how we wake ourselves up, and like how we
honestly,
like get like
maybe.
medicine, or like how we pay for things. It's just gonna right in the wrist. Well, we already have smartwatches. What's
Yeah,
the difference of popping your wrist down? And I
that's
think,
actually true.
yeah, like it's crazy to think about. Like, I joke all the time, and people don't think I'm real when I say this. My grandkids will say to me, "You drove a car with gas in it? Are
Yeah,
you psycho? You know how
yeah,
bad that was for the environment, you asshole? Or you eat meat? What
yeah.
the
Like,
fuck is like you ate an animal to survive?"
yeah,
Like, and your generation used to just throw it out if it, like, God forbid, wasn't great. Like, you
yeah.
killed the, like, I think like that's what are gonna be like, or it's gonna be like the zib zob zoobs, and I'll be like, Grandma, Facebook's not real anymore. And you're so old. You're so old, right? Like, just imagine like that generation to us. Cause
No,
I
yeah, I'm
presented,
actually on your side here. Like,
yeah,
I 100% agree that's gonna be like the future for us.
right? Like I came to the realization this morning that so right now the newest generation is Generation Alpha.
Yeah,
So they are the kids being born. So let's add 15 years to that. That would then it'd be Generation Beta.
yeah,
That means the Gen Zers would be their parents. That's
yeah,
fucking weird.
yeah. No, that's actually, yeah, that would be
That
correct. Yeah,
yeah,
Gen
that
Zers would be the parents. Yeah.
Gen Zers would be the parents of Generation Beta. I'm curious to see the progression of parenting
Oh, that's
throughout
gonna be
that.
interesting.
I
That's
well,
gonna be interesting.
because like I would say so I work with two olderish ladies now,
Yeah,
and I love them. They're both 66. They're sassy. They're in their ways. Okay, they have the old lady purses that weigh 1,000 pounds. I don't know what's in them besides everything they own. And if they hit you with a, you're fucking done. You're breaking your
of
shoulder,
course.
kind of idea, right? But they listen to the oldie news channels. And it's obviously the generation wars. Everything is a generation war. I'm tired of this. Can we just work together? But during the radio, they were like, we now the millennials are the best people to work with, and the Gen
Well,
Zers are the most annoying. And she laughed. I said, no, 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 no. When we entered the workforce 10 years ago, it was millennials were the worst
yeah.
people.
Oh,
Now that we've now taken over more of the boomers and the Gen Xers, it's more of us in there. Now we are the most tolerant because we're the most age.
yeah.
We're literally getting out the old people and getting the new generations of workers in. I bet you 10 years from now they'll be like, man, working with millennials is awful. They're just like self-pitying themselves like all the time.
Yeah.
Gen Xers
The,
are
are the
awesome. And then
best ones.
they'll be like, Gen Alpha's the worst.
They're so
Don't
annoying.
they're so annoying. They're just so entitled. I
Yeah.
can't we need to stop throwing the word entitled around. Just
Oh my
because I
God,
want
yes.
health and dental in a house doesn't make me entitled. I don't want to work 80 hours a week. That doesn't make me entitled. That means
You're
I
entitled because you
appreciate
want basic human
I
rights.
want
That
basic human
you're
rights.
so entitled.
It's not oh yeah, I get all the time I'm so entitled because I don't want to work 45-hour weeks.
Yeah, no,
No.
that's not how it works.
That's not entitlement. That's just
Nope.
health preservation
I,
for
I
my
want to
mind.
be a person also. So
Right? I
please
don't
let me be a person.
right? I don't want my cornerstone to be my job. I
Yeah.
think that's like because
Which is
like
fair. Which
which
should
is
be
yeah,
fair. Should be like
exactly.
how it is.
And I think we should stop judging people on how they work. Because like here's a great example. So I've like I said, I've on this podcast many times. I've started going back and watching Survivor from like
Okay.
season 1. I'm now on season 9. Holy shit. It's crazy. It's crazy to see like the huge
The
change.
change.
The change of 20 years ago, what was okay to be on TV,
Mm-hmm.
which would now you'd have every Karen crying in the corner,
Yeah.
being like, you can't do this. So, oh my God, I lost my train of thought. It's like, it's gonna come back. It's coming back to me.
No, it's coming back. It's
It's
fine.
coming
It's
back.
fine.
Okay, so, oh my God, it's gone.
Oh
I
no.
literally just watched it go away. Oh,
No.
something about, anyways, generation wars, millennials.
Yeah,
We got to stop. We're just the same. We just want the same respect. We want
exactly.
all that good stuff. Okay, that's all we want. But anyways, Simon, Sims. Let's talk about the Sims. That's why we're
Okay.
here. We're
Right.
here. We're here to talk
We
about the
went on a
Sims.
tangent. But I mean,
I
we
forget
needed
that
to.
like half the time I'm like, yeah, we're here for Sims. Let's ask Sims questions. Okay, so you host the Simmer Awards. Let's
I
talk about that.
do.
How was it this year versus last year? From the
Oh my
last
God.
time, did
Oh.
I not tell you that the Simstagram community is way more welcoming?
You were so right.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Oh
You
yeah.
don't even know. If anybody's listening to the podcast right now and doesn't know, probably I talked about in the other podcast that we did about
Mm-hmm.
the Sims Awards. Um, the last like in 2022, it was the best year like by far because the year before that, I always had some issues, like some big major issues, like uh, with the awards. I'm not gonna go into too much details. If you don't want to, I could. I'm open to going into details if you want to. But yeah, this year, with Stasi and the podcast, doing the podcast, going on Instagram, and like all the addition that I did with all the categories and all the new
Mm-hmm.
stuff, it went so well.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was happy. I had like maybe like a couple complaints, which were totally like fair stuff, like probably like issues like with voting or something like that. Like it's nothing major, and I was so happy. It made me so happy, and like I was so anxious to do the awards again, because of what happened before. That I wasn't like I spent the whole month of December like worrying about them, and I ended up enjoying them so much this year. I'm so happy that you like made me do the Instagram things. Like
Mm-hmm.
people on Instagram are so nice. I think I forget that because I'm most spending most of my time on Twitter, and people on
Yeah.
Twitter are not as nice.
They're definitely not as nice. I avoid Sims Twitter at all costs because it is a dumpster fire
I
with rat poison, with like nuclear weapons. Like it
I don't want to
is.
be mean because I love Twitter. Like not the company, but I love my Twitter, my
Yeah.
personal Twitter. Like I love using Twitter, talking with people on there, and the whole community that is on there. I love them to death,
Mhm.
but yeah, they suck sometimes.
They for sure do. I just went on like a 20-minute tirade at my last podcast. I'm like, guys, Sims gurus are people too, right? Just throw that up.
Yes.
Because like here's the thing. I actually don't give a shit what goes on in the Sim guru life. Don't care. It does not does
Mhm.
I don't care. Doesn't care. If it involves this podcast or involves me not being able to play or talk to people, I'll give a shit about Sim gurus. Until then,
Sure.
they're just out there talking about updates and everyone's like, fix your broken game, you asshole. And I'm like, whoa, this person's an employee.
Yeah,
Whoa, they're not a game developer. They're customer service. Whoa, like
exactly. That's the
calm
thing. Like,
down.
yeah, sure they work on the game. Sure they like work behind the scenes and everything, and they have some intel and info, and they work on a game so they can fix stuff, quote unquote, because like they fix them themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like the bigger issue with the game,
Yeah.
but like the first thing that they are right there is a person behind an account,
Mm-hmm.
and also they are doing it just because they wanna talk to us players. Like they're
Yeah.
not like nobody's forcing them to do this.
Nope.
Nobody is asking them to do this.
Mm-hmm.
EA is not paying them for like creating an
Mm-mm.
account on Twitter and talking to us.
Nope.
Like they're just doing it because they want to talk to us and want to have feedback and want to
Yeah.
interact and share stuff that we share. Like that's what they want to do. So
Ex-
going like after them and being mean to them, and like I saw some crazy stuff on
oh
Twitter.
yeah.
Yeah,
I,
it's like they're human still. Like be nice.
exactly. You may not like them, but don't use derogative terms to describe something. Like
Yeah,
I think that's the most disgusting part of, you may not like it,
100%.
suck it up, deal with it, princess, but don't use derogative terms to try to get your point across, because if anything, it just makes you sound less intelligent, and your
Yes.
point is now even less credited because you use a derogative term.
Yeah,
So,
no, I 100% agree, because when someone like they might even have a point with what they're trying to say that I might also even agree with, but when they are starting out with saying, "Oh, you are this and that, and you should,
mm-hmm.
you know, uh, get rid of yourself, exit this word," and you're like, "Geez, you
like
did not have
like
to go there."
right, like geez Louise, what did I do? I didn't do
Yeah,
anything, right? So like I get that, but yeah, that's Twitter kids. So that's why
yeah,
at our podcast, like at Christmas time last year, I was like, "Hey, you should do Instagram. It's not as toxic." And
and
I
you were
literally
right.
saw like you're like, "This bitch is nuts." Okay, like she's like she has no idea, and I'm like, "No, just honestly,
No,
it's
you were
just
right.
I'm a cult leader, guys, for Simstagram. Like they pay me to like I just come around you guys being like, join us."
Yeah, I apologize that I wasn't 100% believing you the
That's
first time.
okay.
Like, no, now I see it. Now I see it. It's different.
It's so different. And I want to say thank you again for hosting the awards. I won best podcast. That
Yes,
actually changed the rest of my season for me. I have now have wait lists on wait lists
I
to
love
get
that.
on, and people had no idea who I was until I won. They
Uh,
saw it and I was like, "Oh my god, this like literally changed the game for me."
yeah,
Of
that
just
makes me
like,
so happy. Oh my
I
god.
know. I was like, I literally, so like when it was announced, because I saw that, like I saw you announcing the categories, and for some reason my phone wasn't doing Twitter, and I was like, okay, so he's doing. I was literally like, so it was like it was 7 minutes ago. This was like where, and then like I was just like, whatever, it's fine. And I was at my mom's, and I had won. I was like, I won.
But I'm so
And
happy. Oh my god, to hear that your podcast is now like a lot of people are talking
mhm,
about it and everything. I'm so happy because that's exactly what I want when I
yeah.
make their words, is to like showcase people. So very
It,
very happy.
I was so like my girl tattooed Summer won best console player. That elevated her game. Kevin,
Mm-mm.
best Twitch streamer, now has
Yes.
2,000 followers on Twitch. If you are not following either Tattooed Simmer on Instagram or Kev the Builder on Twitch, stop what you're doing. Go listen to him. Go support them. I think it's a cool way to get people's attention of like other creators
Yes.
out there, and just getting to take it back in a moment and realizing that you actually have fans. and your fans love you and will go and vote for you. Like that was
Yeah.
a weird thing that I had a hard time wrapping my mind around, because I have a hard time referring to my listeners as my listeners, because you guys are people and I don't own you, and that's really fucking
Of
weird that I
course.
refer to you as my listeners. But it's, again, it's true that I was like, you guys went and voted for me because you liked me. And the fact
Mhm.
that I beat Under the Plum Bob, who has been around for 4 years, as I under not even 2 years, I'm not even 2 years into this podcast. I am about a year and 5 months or 6 months.
Yeah.
No, that's a year and 9 months since
Okay.
but it'll be 2 years by the time this podcast comes out. It was
Yeah,
just,
2 years.
I
That's it.
cannot believe that like a podcast that's been around for 4 to 5 years, I came in and sniped it. I sniped that spot, and
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit. Okay,
you
like
got it.
this is real. Or like seeing like Sasnock, not like
Mhm.
storytellers who don't get the time in the sun getting nominated, having proper representation sims getting nominated and just not being grouped in with the rest of us, and they got to have their spot in the sun. I really liked that,
Yeah.
what you did.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
you are welcome. Okay, so it was a more positive experience. What was one moment that stood out for you from the last season of the Simmer Awards?
So the last year, the year that just ended,
Yeah, so like
right?
2022 going into 2023.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, the first thing, like the main thing I think is the amount of people that actually like were like reaching out and saying, "Oh my God, I didn't even know they existed, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy you made this, and I really want to participate," or something like I want to vote and I want to do it and I want to help, and so many people ask for like helping me to help me,
Mm-hmm.
like it's been so great to have like this outpour of like help, wanting to help and support and love coming towards like this little project, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if people like know that I started this, and the first award had like 200 people voting, like,
Mm-hmm.
and now it reached like 4,000 people voting, so it's like it's growing exponentially every year. And it started like this just little like small project that I really wanted to do, and seeing all the people loving it, it's really what like it changed my perspective on the words and doing this, especially after what happened the year priors, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
I think I say it all the time when I talk about the words, uh, and you know um but yeah, no, the main like thing that I remember is like bigger creators reaching out,
Mm-hmm.
like Dr. Gluon, like the tweets, um, Urban Sims as well,
Mm-hmm.
Ocean Sims, like they all reached out and said like, "Oh my God, thank you for voting me for," and retweeted a post and liking it. It was very very nice to see that also like bigger creators were getting involved. So hopefully next year is, which is coming up soon,
Very soon, yes.
very soon, more and more people are going to join in and vote, because that's the main thing. Like it's completely community voted, and that's what I wanted it to be. So having people, like as many people as possible, vote for their favorites makes it even better. So that's exactly what I want, and it was very lovely to see like all the support.
Oh, well, that's so sweet. But it's just so nice to get recognized. And I think
Yeah.
that's why a lot of us like jumped onto it. And that's how I knew in the Simstagram community it was going to fly, because everyone likes to support one another, be the best versions of themselves. And they just like fucking love that. I think it's gonna go well if you do it again this year, which I really hope you do. I think it will go even more. You got 4,000 votes this year. I think you
Mm-hmm.
could get 8,000.
I
Sorry,
think we could.
I think you could. I could even see getting 10,000 votes, as the more traction you get out there, because now people know of the awards, because
Mm-hmm.
I won. Because I won last year too. I
Yeah.
won for best YouTube,
Yeah.
which was, let's be honest, was also for the podcast, because that's the only YouTube videos I was putting out. But now people message me all the time. They're like, what's the Simmer Awards? How do I get involved? What are they? And I'm like, well, it's by a great guy named Simon. This is his profile. Reach out to him, talk to him. The awards usually happen around December time, year end
Yeah.
kind of idea. So we're a little early. It's like January, February, but like next year, reach out
Yeah.
to him. And like even getting like the buzz around and stuff, like it's just cool. Like I've seen a lot of award shows now. In The
Mm-hmm.
Sims, I
Yes.
have partaked in a few, and I've won a few as well. But there was something so special about this one, that the fact that it's fan voted. It's not
Yeah.
voted by a council. It's not voted by a popularity fucking contest. It's the fan. It's 100% the fans that vote for you. And that was
Yes.
something that I stressed in the last podcast. You don't pick the winners, Simon.
Nope.
Nope.
Not even one.
And you don't pick the nominees either.
Nope. None
Nope.
of them.
It is all fan. You're basically the People's Choice Award
Yeah.
for
Well,
the Sim.
exactly. Yeah.
Basically, we like. I think I like that the people choose the award, and it's not just like it's again. It's not brought to a committee being like, oh, let's not vote for
Yeah.
them.
That's not what I wanted to do at all.
Yeah.
Especially because we could have like had like bigger problems coming in with people like
Mm-hmm.
choosing their own like there could have been like some biases like saying, oh, this is my friend, I'm gonna vote for this person, or
Yep.
like, oh, this creator like I don't know, they're very nice, we collabed one time, so I need to like push the collab together, or like my own content, I want to push my own content, you know, which
Mm-hmm.
of course is gonna happen a little bit with like
Absolutely.
voting, because if you vote for yourself, which is totally fair, I vote for myself sometimes, so it's
Yeah.
fine, like that's totally fair. But like I didn't want to have like a little council of like five creators like
Mm-hmm.
choosing and overseeing, because I don't want to have like that kind of, it's also a big responsibility to ask for
Mm-hmm.
people to like choose who they want to see nominated and such. So I really wanted to be as 100% community voted as I could, and I think I that's as much as I can do.
And you killed it. You absolutely killed it. You
Thank you.
knocked it out of the park. And again, I will continue to sing your praises because I think that is something really fun to look forward to, because I've looked forward to it the last 2 years. I'm looking forward to it for hopefully this year as well.
Yes.
And I think it's just nice to be nominated. And
Mm-hmm.
it's also it's cool to see, like, you could be nominated with like in the same categories Kelsey and Peach K,
Yeah.
James Turner. Okay, like we share the same category, we share the same nominations, and it doesn't always go to the big creators. It can go
Yeah.
to anybody. And I think
Yeah.
that's you kind of give everybody an equal opportunity. And as someone who I give opportunities to all the time, it is so nice to see that you open the field and you make it level for everybody, and no one has any additional ground to stand on. It is one opportunity. You have the same chances of winning next to anybody else. So
Yes.
I do commend you for that.
Thank you.
Now I know you added a lot of categories to this season, and I know the Simmer Awards may be a little far off from right now, but
Mm-hmm.
is there any additional categories that you heard feedback for the last season that you'd like to add this season?
Ooh, interesting, interesting. I think there is a couple categories that I have to like either switch out for others because they were like worded weirdly. Like,
Okay.
I think I need to like make sure the categories for like creators under a certain amount of like subscribers, for example, like I did all the YouTube categories, like your
Mm-hmm.
100 category, and whoa, 100 subscriber category, under 100,000 subscriber, million subscribers,
Mm-hmm.
and all the tiers. I think I need to word those better because people seem to forget or like vote like for people that are not supposed to be in those categories. So I have to like manually
Okay.
switch out names and change them. Like, oh, this person actually has more than 100,000 subscribers. I need to switch them to the other category.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah.
it's a little bit of work. So I need to fix those, for example. And I think there's supposed to be like a new category. I think people really wanted to do like a best townie category, like best
Okay.
Sims townie, like in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So that also might actually, come into the new season. And I think there's something else that right now I'm not quite remembering. I remember a couple of people asked for new categories for sure. So I definitely have to look into which one to add, which one to maybe switch out, because maybe there's some categories that didn't go very well. Like I remember the Facebook category I took out because not many people voted for the Facebook simmers other than the big names. And it
Yeah.
was like, it's not something that we need to share, like big Sims. Like I'm talking like they were voting for Lil Simsy, which, lovely creator. I really
Mm-hmm.
like her. She doesn't need the publicity to be
No.
the best Facebook creator. So I need to like switch a couple categories out, I think, more
Okay.
than.
I like that. What about like, so because on Facebook there are group groups that you
Yeah,
can vote on. Like, so
I
like
actually was
this,
thinking about that.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah, because like the Sims Grow is amazing. Grown,
Hmm.
Sims Grown or Grow. I post a lot of my stuff on there just because I'm a plugging horror and I'll plug my stuff anywhere I can because that's how I get new listeners and
Yeah,
followers. But yeah,
of course.
they are amazing. Like
Yeah, I was
they
thinking that actually.
yeah,
You're
because
right.
I think there's like 20 pages. I think you would see that, and I think that would help them grow as
Yeah.
well. I kind of wish, like, I guess there's like nothing like that on really any other channels. Like, what about like Reddit? Like, would you ever do like best Reddit subcategories and stuff
We
like
could do
that?
a Reddit, but I don't know how many subreddit for like Sims there are. I think there's a couple.
There's a
There's definitely
couple.
r slash The Sims and r slash The Sims 4. I'm
Yeah,
sure of those two. I think there's a couple more that I can think of right now. We could definitely do a Reddit one too.
I like
Why
that.
not?
I just honestly, I just started learning what Reddit was because I'm old as hell, and I was just like, that's what the youth do to, find things because I can't stand Facebook because it's evil.
Yep.
But it's
No, I
absolutely
agree.
evil. Which I know it's ironic because I plugs Instagram and that's also just as evil because it's
Yeah,
oh
but it's
so
not exactly the same
it's
thing.
not the same. Mark Zuckerberg does not touch Instagram, kiddos. If he
Yep.
did, it wouldn't be the magic that it is. But I think it's cool, and I think as the years go and you continue to do these awards, you will see like the more how it changes and like how it
Mhm.
grows and how it becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about the Sims Awards? Like any experiences that you want to share that you want let anybody else know?
This year, for example, I reached out to some bigger creators through DMs to
Mm-hmm.
ask them like to share the thing, and a couple of them actually replied and did it, and was very lovely, like a lovely interaction. Which I have to do that more often because sometimes I feel like maybe some people don't know about it, and having
Mm-hmm.
like bigger creators talk about it and retweet it, and especially like when they're still like the voting is open and people can still put names in, is
Mm-hmm.
great because all of their followers are going to see it and
Mm-hmm.
they can also vote maybe for that creator specifically, maybe for someone else. So it's always a great thing, and I didn't do it the last couple of years before this last one.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to do it more often, I think, and maybe even here on Instagram. I should probably do it. I haven't done it this last year. So probably this year when I'm doing them, I'll probably reach out to also some Instagram creators to
Mm-hmm.
share.
I think that's a phenomenal idea. It's word of mouth, and you touched on something that's really important is shooting your shot with bigger simmers, like just hoping something sticks.
Yeah.
I think that's really important. If any of the listeners listening to this, if you want something from somebody, just DM them. I mean, there's
Yeah.
a really good chance they're
They
not
will
going to
say
see.
yes.
Yeah, there's a good chance they'll say yes. There's a good chance they may not see it. But you know what?
Yeah,
You'll
of
never
course.
know if you don't try.
Yeah. Shoot your shot
Shoot
because
your shot.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
100%.
100%.
I
Mhm.
literally started sliding in to DMs, didn't get anywhere, knew somebody, knew somebody who knew this person, talked to them,
Yep.
that got
I
that
mean,
got
we can
that
say her
DM
name. We can
through.
say her name if you
Yeah,
want.
Hip Hip Renee. I wanted to get Hip Hip Renee, which is please go listen to that podcast. It's out now. I wanted to get her for an interview. And I was like DMing her. She wasn't listening. I knew you knew her. So I was like, hey, can you like talk to her for
Yep.
me? And you're like, yeah, for sure. And I was like, awesome. So I did a podcast with her, and at the end, we were talking about, like interviews and stuff and like who I'd like. She had three of the people I had been trying to get a hold of for months. And I'm like, cool. Okay.
Send them my way, please.
Send them and she did. And
Yep.
she literally like that afternoon. I was like, so here's the thing, kids. Shoot your shot. Get in there. You'd be surprised how many people answer.
Yeah.
You'd be very, very surprised. Everyone's
Yeah, I
usually
was.
they're always very.
I'm always surprised. I actually like you think like bigger creators are like submerged by DMs and like notification, which sure, it's definitely true.
Mhm.
But they always like I always have like great interactions with them. Like I never had like a bad interaction. Uh, I
Me neither.
mostly had good interactions with like bigger creators.
Mhm.
So um yeah, I'm always like pro talking to them and
Yeah.
shooting your shot and trying. The worst thing that can happen is they don't see it.
Well, that's exactly it. They don't see it. You just keep trying. Honestly, how I treat big creators when I interview them, we all put our pants on the exact same way, one
Yep.
leg at a time. We all have real life. We all have real life jobs.
Yeah.
We are all people, right? So, oh yeah, no, I think that's awesome. I'm very excited for the Simmer Awards for this year.
Me
Anybody
too.
queue up? Stassi would like to win for 2 years in a row for podcast. But if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
Little
Because
plug.
little plug, of course, I self plug.
As you should.
Well, Simon, so you not only do you do the awards, you also are a content creator.
Yeah.
Sometimes do you ever feel that the award shows shines over your content creation?
I I would say that even if their words does, probably maybe people know their words more than me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Because I do content creation because I love making videos and I
Mm-hmm.
love posting pictures and I love like creating stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't care if it doesn't reach as many people as like the awards do,
Yeah.
because the awards is supposed to be like a completely like separate thing. It's supposed
Mm-hmm.
to be like just the awards for other people to shine, which is what I want it to be. While my content is like, oh, if you also want to like check it out, it's there, sure, check it out. And I will still make it as because I just really love creating. That's the thing. I love making videos. I love like editing, which is
Mm-hmm.
crazy, I know, but I love editing. And I will always continue to make videos, even if people don't watch it or don't care for them, because that's like the main thing I like making it. So even if, you know, the words become like a billion subscribe followers whatever account, I won't stop like making my content because I just really love it. And I, you know, and if people find me through the words, that's even better. They will know who I am.
I think I love that. I love that. I just think I always notice it for content creators that are become known for one thing
Yeah,
and then they feel like they've forgotten about anybody else. So I like how it's kind of like you treat it as like a church and state kind of idea.
exactly.
If there's crossover, that's awesome. Now I do have to ask, you did post a YouTube video. I want to say it was like 3 weeks ago, or maybe it was like a
Okay.
month ago. Well, technically, when this was being filmed, it was 3 weeks ago. I'm sure you'll
Yeah,
have more content out before
I
this
hope
comes
so.
out. I hope so too. Um, you posted a video I'm very curious to talk about, or it's I think it was 9 reasons why you should be playing The Sims 4 in
Yep.
2023.
Yes.
So it's funny you say that. I've been on many podcasts the last couple weeks, and everybody is in the opposite. They don't want to
Yes,
play anymore. So
I know.
can we go into why should we be playing in 2023?
I thought that I was going to make a video like when I first started like writing the script for the video and everything and like
Mm-hmm.
throwing out the ideas. It was more of a reasons why The Sims 4 is a good game, but also there's these reasons why it's not that good of a game. But I decided to do like a video like explaining the reasons why I feel like if you are not playing The Sims 4, especially right
Mm-hmm.
now, um, and you are into these kind of games, you're missing out on something like major, because this franchise has been working like for 20 years at this point, and it's been like one of the top selling games through like the whole 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a reason people like it. And if you're not still on board, you should probably give it a try. And I really wanted to have people like maybe dip their toes into the Sims. And so new players or people that never played the game, I wanted them to have like a little like I don't know, a come to Jesus moment and be like, you know what? Maybe I should start playing The Sims 4. It's a free game right now. The base
Mm-hmm.
game is free, so I thought it was a great time to like point that out and say, oh, actually, you know, it's free. You don't even have to pay. So if you want to buy the DLCs, you can do that, but they're not like required to play the game. So I thought it was perfect to have like a video talking and saying, hey, it's 2023. The game is free. Why don't you actually start playing? Because, you know, it's a fun game.
Mm-hmm.
You can do so much in The Sims 4, even if the base game is a little limited, if you don't have like all the DLCs and everything. I still think you can do a lot of storytelling and a lot of like playing and doing weird stuff and having your Sims, I don't know, do crazy adventures and go and do stuff, and also just creating. I really think that if you are a creative type and you
Mm-hmm.
want to like create a house and create Sims, I think there's so much that you can do even with the base game. And it's free. Why not? So that's really what's the like inspiration behind the video.
See, Simon, as you were explaining that, I had a come to Jesus moment. But you're not, but you're right. You're 100%. This game is free.
Yeah.
And it's anybody can go play it. Anybody listening, I'm assuming you play The Sims if you're listening
Hopefully.
I'm hoping so. Or if you're just tuning in because I do others, like I do another series now. Maybe you're just tuning in and like, wondering what the fuck The Sims is. But you're right. It's a free game. Like I couldn't imagine. I want to go back in a time machine to the first time I ever played The Sims as a child, because I was, and how excited I was to play a game that like something is just not heard of. I think it's just because now there's like iPhone games and it's not the same. But imagine like a small child now playing Sims for the first time and just being excited, and they don't give a shit about the bullshit, about all the bullshit of all the bullshit, because that's all it is. It's all bullshit.
Right.
Like, I think the only thing that's like I'm like is just there's so many paywalls. Like I wish that they would absorb seasons and cats and dogs and just put that into base game.
100%. No, I totally agree with the fact that there's so much like paywalling and all the DLCs. There's like thousands of dollars in DLCs at this point.
Yeah.
And they still come out still right now. But if you're like a 10-year-old like child and you have like the family computer and you want to play a game, it's a free game. It works on most computers because it's not like super heavy, like, super hard to like work through. And there's mods if you want to use like custom content and such. Why not?
That's exactly right. And again, you're hitting it. You don't have to have these things. It's nice. I think it's just as adults, we're just kind of so used to just being ready to fight. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to fight for my rights at like any day of the week. And I'm ready to fight for like, let's have inclusivity. And a game that's meant about having inclusivity, where you're just a kid, you don't give a shit. You don't give a shit about that. You're just like, I want to build a house. I want to go have fun. And I say, well, I've said in the last one, The Sims should not be a game for kids because it shouldn't be. If there should be a kid version.
I agree.
Like let's have a Netflix, like Netflix kids versus
kids.
Netflix adult, or YouTube kids, and let's have a kid version just for kids under the age of 18. Let them have their fun, and let us adults who've been playing this for a long time have our adult aspects to it. Because in my mind, like I didn't know like when Sims were woohooing, they were having sex until I don't know, I was like 15. It didn't even jog to me that's what they were doing. I guess when I was like woohoo trying for a baby, like I think it clicked in, but when I was like 6 or 7, like I didn't even do that. And now that they have science babies, like just put that in, like just have them as science babies. If you don't want to have your kids recreating, the magic of the birds and the bees, have science babies. Yeah, whatever.
That's actually a very interesting idea of having like 2 separate games. I never thought of that, but it's very interesting.
Well, thank you. I was just I was kind of thinking about it because we did a pack refresh roundtable yesterday, and Alex and Mimi, again, if go listen to that podcast, it's up now.
Of course.
It's really fun. It was like they were all like, we want things, and I was like, I want the game to work. But like,
is the bigger issue right now, I think.
But like talking about like base game and stuff, like it's a free base game. I wish they would keep updating more with the base game. I wish they would keep it more up to that. I understand it's a free game now and they don't make money off it, but they do, because if you download the base game, 9 times out of 10 someone's gonna get a kit or
at
pack,
least a little DLC or something,
right? Like a little like flavor, a little how do you do. I wish what they would do is they would take 5 to 10 items per pack, put it in the base game so you have a general taste of what you like, and then you're like, okay, so I really like island living because I like the palm trees, I'll go buy the island. Instead of it being like, you want palm trees, fucking not, but you spend $60, my friend, you buy those palm trees for $60. Or you like it to rain, like $60 for rain, my friend.
Seasons is probably like the major like the but the first thing that I think they should like add into the game.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to do it to the Sims 4, because at this point it's like a 9-year-old game, I think with the Sims 5 that they're working on, they should have at least like dynamic weather in,
Yeah.
like, that's such a basic thing at this point. Or every game has it. So
I agree. And you know what's interesting now? The Sims is now going to start having some competition. You
yes,
have multiple games being out, such as Life by You, and Paralife. On
right.
Life by You will already be out by this point.
Yes,
So
right.
I think it's going to be fascinating to see, is Daddy EA going to be still holding the money bag at the end of it,
That's
or
gotta be
are
interesting.
they
Yeah.
going to get scared? Because
Mm-hmm.
your long-term fan base, I would say, if you are say if you're a 14-year-old kid playing The Sims, I do not think that you're going to spend $1,000. I do not think you're going to buy every expansion pack. You have so many more opportunities and different games that you play. I feel like
Yep.
Sims is just like your babysitter's nanny cousin's friend's dog brother, like, told you it was free, so you downloaded it because it was
Right.
fun. But it's us who have full-time jobs, either students, late 20s, late 30s. We
Yes.
have the disposable income where we can just say, oh well, I have an extra $60 this week, I'll buy an expansion pack, and I won't
Yes.
wait till it goes on sale because I'm an adult and I have money.
Mm-hmm.
So that's us, and we're not getting what we want in the game. So I could see, like, I'm ready to move to Life by You. I am ready to jump ship. I am ready to do that. As I've stood many times on this podcast saying, I will only ever play The Sims. I want to
Mm-hmm.
see if the grass is greener on the other
Yes.
side. I'm really curious to
100%.
see. They're very, like, day one we're getting a color wheel. Day one we're getting customizability. Day one we're getting fucking cars, and
Open word
for
and everything.
and
Yeah.
everything for like $50.
Yes.
That's
The
awesome.
same price of an expansion pack, basically.
Yes. Because people forget. So the expansion, like the base game before it was free, was $87.99 in Canada.
Yes. It was pricey.
$8,700 for a base game that didn't have cats
It didn't have pools.
and didn't have pools,
It didn't have ghosts.
didn't have ghosts,
Yeah,
didn't have
like half of the
toddlers.
stuffs.
Didn't,
Yeah.
yep, toddlers and infants are very new updates. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
have, in like the first, let's talk about the first expansion packs that came out, would have been
Oof.
Get to
Get to
Work
work.
and
Yes.
Outdoor Retreat,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever the first stuff pack was that no one gives a shit about.
I don't even know. I think
I
it's luxury party or
I
something like
think
that.
so. I think it's something like that. When I think back, I only bought those kits and
Mm-hmm.
packs because they were on sale for like 55%
Yeah.
off, and I got them for dirt cheap. That's the only, I don't think I've ever played Outdoor Retreat. I didn't even know there was a separate world until like 6 months after. I didn't know it's in the vacation world.
Yes,
I just
it's
I
right.
just wanted it for the build buy items.
Mm-hmm.
I only download DLC now for build buy. I don't get it for anything else. I
Yeah,
don't get
honestly,
it for
same.
the world. I
I mean, the
know.
words. Yeah, why would you get it for the words? The words aren't like top-notch words at this
No,
point.
they're all
Like,
Western based, and I'm tired
yeah,
of it. Give me an Italy world. Educate us
please.
fucking white people
Ah,
in North America the culture of Italy and the
I'm
beauty of Venice.
I'm so upset that like they made Tortosa
Yeah.
for my wedding stories because they say it's an Italian inspired word.
Yeah.
It does not feel like Italy to me because it's
No.
not the Italy that I know.
Yeah.
There's part of Italy that look like that, but it's not the Italy that I know, so it doesn't feel Italian to me.
No.
So
I
I'm like,
Somebody told me it was Italian. I was like, "What?
yeah, all the
It's not
names of the lots,
Spanish?"
no,
Like,
all the
it's
names of the lots are in Italian. So I'm like, yeah, it's Italian. Like there's parts of Italy that look like that, but like majority of Italy does not. So it's like I'm so upset. And it's also like it's supposed to be like Mediterranean because it's supposed to like, be like a little France, a little Spain, a little Greece. So it's like it's not Italian, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm not upset.
I was like, I'm not triggered, but I'm so
Not
triggered.
triggered at
I'm not
all.
triggered. You ruined my day. I honest to God didn't realize it was an Italian world until it was pointed out to me
Mm-hmm.
like months after. Because I don't really use the world. I just go,
Yeah, me
any
either.
64 by 64 lots? No. Any 50 by 50 lots? No. Okay, you got
Nope.
some
Thank
30
you.
by
Bye.
40s. Awesome. Add to my spreadsheet to where those roads are. Call it a day. But I don't do any gameplay. So do not quote me, and that's how you should buy your packs, is how what the lot size is per world. But I was so disappointed. I didn't even realize that Growing Together had a world. I just like, it was just so hidden in all my rest of my worlds that I was like, I looked at it, I was like, this is nothing here.
I mean, it looks like every other
Other
world.
world,
Yeah,
right?
it's just Willow Creek.
It literally is. But I would love an African world. I would love to
Yeah.
be able to explore the African
Yes.
culture, or South America and the
Yeah.
Latino culture and getting that, or fucking Egypt. Just literally something,
Something.
something. Stop giving me fucking like North American Western based worlds. I'm biased. I'm from here, but I want a Canada world, but I don't want it to be a stereotype.
Oh, it would be
I know it would be
100%.
snow, with igloos, with
And you can
one Tim
go around and
Hortons, and
you can
Drake walking around.
do collab with Drake.
Yeah, we could do a collab with Drake. He'll just come. Oh, there'll be some hockey,
Oh my
but
god, they're gonna do a Drake concert like they did.
no, my God. People think that's what the hot update is. I actually just don't even give a shit what the hot update is. I don't care anymore.
I don't know. I have no idea.
It's like
I th-
I think they forgot about that they mentioned there was going to be a hot update because there's been nothing since, and it's been like a couple weeks, because
at
like
this point, almost a month, I think. Yeah.
almost, yeah. By the time this comes out, we'll know what the hot update is. What's probably disappointing. Okay.
It's probably gonna be like, I don't know. Well, I really thought about it. I tried to
Yeah.
like theorize what it could be. No clue. No clue. I think it might be just like a weird way to say like, oh, cool new update. Then it's gotta be like, I don't know, new hair or something
Right.
like that.
The Awful Gamer, which love Alex, podcast friend, thinks it's going to be they're going to update the hot weather clothes.
Oh, okay. Could be. Honestly.
Cool.
Great.
Awesome. I hope it's
Thank you
that.
so much.
I think it's not going to be that cool though. I think it's going to be like, I don't know. We added climate change or something into the game. It's going to be hot as hell and cold as hell.
Whoa, great.
Yay. Honestly, I said this, I just can't get past anytime I hear it's a hot update. I could just hear Paris Hilton saying, "That's hot.
That's hot.
That's so hot." I can't, and that's why I don't think I can get
What if it's a
past it.
Paris Hilton update?
Oh my God.
They add Paris Hilton to the game.
I think that would just be for our generation. They'd be like, remember when Paris Hilton would be like, "That's hot," because now she's a mom and like
Yeah,
has.
she's a mom.
I know, like I just found out like today, like Lindsay Lohan was pregnant, and I'm like,
Yeah, she's
she's
pregnant.
pregnant. I was
Yeah,
like, yo, I'm
it's crazy.
old. It's just crazy to see that like the kid, like people like we were young are
Mhm.
like pregnant and having babies. Like I can't wrap my mind on that Millie Bobby Brown is
Oh
engaged
my god, she's engaged. It's insane.
and she's like
It's crazy.
19. I was like,
I-
if I was the first, I was like, can she legally get married? Like, isn't she like 15?
Isn't
I'm
she like
like,
7?
isn't she like a small child? No, no, like she's legal
Oh,
age
she's
to
an
get married.
adult, right?
She's an adult. She's an adult, guys. That's just me not paying too much information about
Mhm.
celebrities anymore. But like, I don't know. It's just like seeing like, because like I don't know any of the new celebrities out there. Like they could do a collab with like a fucking giant TikToker, and I would have no idea who it is. Like anytime I watch like the music awards now, or like the Teen Choice Awards or People's Choice Awards, like they're putting in categories like I've never heard of before. They're like best Russian rap music, and I'm like, who is
What?
that? What? Or they'll be like TikTokers. I'm like, who the hell is that? Like
Yeah.
I can only name TikTokers that are Sims, and like the number one's Hip Hip Renee because I've interviewed her. I don't know anybody. I stay away from TikTok with a passion, but it's just funny to see because like my niece, I was over for Easter, and she said she showed me her phone stats because that's cool. Our iPhones tell us how much time we use
Yep.
them. I don't know if that's supposed to make it feel better or worse about our life choices, but I average about 3.5 hours a day, and that's including music. So I don't consider that being that terrible. She's 9 hours a day,
Whoa.
with TikTok being 9 of those hours. And I'm like,
Whoa.
whoa, like breathe, go outside, breathe. I just find it fascinating that like especially like music and stuff. Like
Mhm.
like I like okay. I like that K-pop exists. I like
Sure.
how J-pop. I'm not a
Mhm.
fan of either of that genre of music. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm ecstatic that that exists for people that do like that type of music.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like, "Oh my god, did you hear this like J-pop artist died?" I'm like, "Who? What?" No,
But it
and they're
went
like,
viral.
"Yeah, they was yeah," or they're like, I was like, "I only know BTS and I think it's Blackpink." And those are
That's
pretty mainstream.
yeah,
Okay.
that
That's
I
but
mean,
that's all I know. And I think it's curious. It's like so like if Paris Hilton came in there, I don't know, like I feel like the younger generation would be like, "Who's that?" Oh my
I don't
god.
know.
Like,
I feel like Paris is like getting a little comeback now, like
you
with
know what?
social media.
I
Yeah.
you know what? Let's kids listening, if you're kids, let us know. Do you know who Paris Hilton is? And like how she got her start? Because
You
she
know
how
how she's famous. That's the
yeah, do you know
thing.
like how she's famous? And
Mm,
then because the thing is, I feel really bad because it's come out in the last couple of years of like what has happened to
yeah.
her, and it played a character that makes me really sad. It's kind of like Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
If you haven't watched the documentary on Netflix, if anyone listening, please do. It's really heartwarming, like how Hollywood did her so dirty, and we were just okay with it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with like Britney Spears, Amanda Bynes. We just kind of like we just associate that like they deserve to be shitty because they maybe did one shitty thing, and that's how they should be
Yeah.
remembered. I mean, I would even say Justin Bieber. Like
Yeah.
again,
Actually, yeah.
he made you know what he made a lot of his mistakes when he was 17 years old and had hundreds of millions of dollars at his disposal. Would we have made the same mistakes? Probably.
Probably.
Probably, right? But we associate that like, oh, he eggs somebody's house and caused $20,000 worth of damage. He's bad. He
Mm-hmm.
got arrested and smiled for his mugshot in Miami because he was drag racing. But he was like 18 years old in a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
If I had, I probably would have done the same thing. But he's grown and learned, and I do like that. Again, Selena Gomez as well. We kind of did her dirty. I'm tired of this whole narrative of like Selena, Haley, and Justin. Just like
Mm.
Justin moved. Justin married Haley. Move
I
on.
think yeah, that's over. Like
It's
it's done.
over.
They're
Jelena's
married.
never gonna be a thing again.
It's
Move
fine.
on.
Yeah.
Goodbye. The end. Right?
And I don't know if you saw like on TikTok all the TikToks like going after Hailey Bieber, being
Yeah.
like, "Oh my God, she did that and she copied Selena and she does that." Like, why are we like pitting her against Selena and all of that? Like, wait, what's this
Right?
drama that we're creating ourselves? Like, this,
Why is us a society like to see that?
yeah, it's
Why do we like to tear down other people because it makes us feel good comparing a woman to a woman?
I
Like,
guess so.
I guess I think it makes me really sad. And I think we could do better as a society. But it's not even just them. It's like it's literally take it on the other side of the spectrum. Talk about politics.
Mm,
There's no gray area anymore. It's either
yeah,
I love this or I hate this, and I'll die for either cause. But we're forgetting about the actual real problems in the world,
yeah.
such as I joked earlier, climate change.
For example,
She's a problem.
oh,
Okay,
she is.
she's gonna be the end of us. If we don't figure it out, but we're too busy being like, okay, so like in this 2017 video, Haley Bieber like wore a red shirt. And in 2016, Selena also wore a red shirt to the same place, like just
She's a
copying,
copycat.
copycat. Because I see the
Mm,
same shit too. Because I like if I don't do TikTok, but if I explore any reels, it's usually not sim related.
mm-hmm.
It's because I really like fashion. I know it
Yeah.
doesn't look like it because I look like I pick my clothes are look like I pick up my
Oh.
kid from yoga class because I wear yoga pants and tank tops. But I love seeing designers
Mm-hmm.
versus model versus celebrity. Like that is my niche of just like I think that's so cool because again it's cool to see what the designer looks like, what the designer wanted the model to be, and the celebrity wearing it. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the shit I like. But then one will scroll through being like, did you see Haley Bieber making fun of Selena Gomez's eyebrows? And I'm like, what?
Who
No.
cares about this
Are
part?
you
I don't
five?
care.
Who cares? I don't care. But like people, like that's their life.
Yeah.
Like they care. Like I could not be an entertainment news person and make everything a scandal.
I guess it's also like maybe a form of escapism for people. Like they're saying, "Oh
Yeah.
my, I'm gonna like talk about like Hailey Bieber because I don't want to think about like all the other bad stuff that's happening in the world." So
Mhm.
like I'm only talking about Hailey Bieber right now,
I
so I don't focus on other stuff.
I think
which
that's exactly right. It's escapism. We don't want to talk
mhm,
about the real problems or anything real, but but that's fun because in our mind, our real problems, we have to deal with those. But
yeah,
celebrities, we're never going to meet them.
yeah,
In our minds, they have everything solved. They have all
yeah.
the money. They have all. They don't have
They
to
have
work as
billions
hard.
of dollars.
They have
They're
millions. They
fine.
look beautiful. They don't have to worry about paying the rent. Actually, real they do, guys, because their bills are bigger.
Mm-hmm.
Their bills are much bigger than our bills, and they have to work as many projects as we work hours because they have bigger bills to pay. But
Mm-hmm.
again, we just associate like, oh, like they wear this. Like I love watching the Firefest documentary on Netflix.
Yes.
I It's interesting because people think the models got sued
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because they got paid $250,000 to post the orange square saying that they're coming. Unless they didn't post hashtag ad, in my opinion, they shouldn't have been sued. How were they supposed to know that this fire like it was going to turn into a shit fest if people
Ah,
even
yeah.
worked at the company didn't know? It's like because like Fuck Jerry is a huge marketing firm in New
Mm-hmm.
York and they are massive. They run a lot of people. They got sued in the class action lawsuit. It's not their fault. They didn't know. They were told this was the vision and they marketed the vision. The vision wasn't right, but it's like buying a new Mercedes
Yeah.
and the airbag breaks. Do you sue Fuck Jerry?
Mercedes.
Do you sue yeah? Do you sue Fuck Jerry for marketing that car? I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, and it makes no sense. Like,
Right. So like I think it's fascinating that we're a society that we're so close to pointing fingers in the other direction, but we won't point fingers
yeah,
at
to
ourselves.
ourselves.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, welcome to my TED Talk, guys. That's actually what this podcast was about. It's actually not real life. Literally.
Hey, it's fun. We're
Yeah.
doing like interesting like commentary. I like it.
Yeah, I think it's fun to see like different aspects of like
Mm-hmm.
how people can see like a different problem. Like throughout the pandemic, I really got in to science. I
Mm-hmm.
can't even stress it. Of going to Catholic school, I didn't have to learn science, but I had to learn religion. But I didn't
Yeah.
have to learn science, right? So I didn't get to learn both sides of the coin. I really fell in love with Neil deGrasse Tyson's
Mm-hmm.
Star Talk podcast because he talks to us as human beings of learning science as like we're 5 years old and learning the importance and like how science is in everything. So I've really gotten into that, and I think it's again fascinating to hear other aspects of it because he'll have anti-science people on there,
Mm-hmm.
and just covering it back. I may not be able to agree with everything, but I'm curious to see what makes somebody anti-science. As we
Mm-hmm.
all know, science is everywhere. We know that's happening. But I'm curious to see on the other side, like, why do you think it is? And a lot of people think that it's conspiracy theory. Well, this
Yes.
can't be rude because of that, but it kind of goes into the belief of we don't think it's true. It must not be true because we can't visualize it happening. So it must be a conspiracy theory. It must be fake, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it's always fascinating to hear, like other people's perspectives, especially when it
Yeah.
comes to like literally anything. But Simon, I gotta come. We're gonna get this interview back on track after it's been like a 30-minute segue of other topics and things.
Very important topic.
Very
So,
important topics. I mean, this topic is coming up is about you as this year is coming to an end.
oof.
I know, as it's not, but it is. Um, you posted on January of last year.
Yes.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Your New Year's resolution, which I respect
I,
that you still do that. I think
mm-hmm.
it's really important to everyone to make a New Year's resolution, but make a New Year's resolution that you can actually stick to instead of being like, I want to lose weight. Okay, well, how much weight do you want to lose? How are you
Yeah,
going to do it? So,
that's yeah. That's
sorry,
something that I really wanted to like do when I do my resolutions. I think at first like it was like, oh, I want to reach X number of subscribers, but like that's not in my control. Like
no.
I'm not gonna be able to like have that many subscribers. So I always try to do like resolution that I know that I can achieve
Mhm.
because they also first they make me feel good when I achieve them. And at the end of the year, when I read a tweet and I'm like, oh, I did that actually. So that made me very happy. So that's what I want to do. And that's exactly what I did with these and all the last year's resolutions.
I'm glad. Not only do you make these for yourself, you share them with your fans
Mm-hmm.
so we can watch you grow. So are you okay if I read them?
Yes, of
Okay.
course.
So your goals for 2023 was more content on YouTube, stream more, read at least 12 books, try and finish as many exams as I can, and feel better. I think
Yeah.
these are all amazing New Year's resolutions. Now I have to ask, as we are like almost going
Yeah.
into 5 months out of the year, how have you accomplished your New Year's resolutions?
Okay, so maybe I haven't posted as much on YouTube. I can fix that. I have time. I
Yeah.
probably don't have time when you're listening to the podcast, but I have time right now as we're recording. So I will post more. I have streamed a little bit, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy with that. And I did read like 5 books, I
Oh
think, so
shit.
far.
Okay.
So pretty good with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, as for like exams, I did take one exam, but I'm also planning on taking like 4 more the rest of the year. So
Mm-hmm.
should be pretty good overall. And for like feeling better, I feel like I'm doing better. Like I'm focusing on myself a lot, which, on one hand, I am like maybe slacking a little bit on content, but I am trying to like focus on myself,
Mm-hmm.
um, going out, working out, reading books, like do stuff that I like, which I feel like should be like a priority when I'm not like it's creating content. As much as I love it, it shouldn't be like my first priority all the
Mm-hmm.
time. So I really want to do stuff that makes me feel good, and that's what I'm trying to do, and I'm doing it, and pretty happy with that. So I feel like I'm doing them. I'm working on most of these resolution, and I'm feeling confident that I will do all of them by the end of the year. So
I'm excited for you because I saw those come out last year and I was like, you've got this. And I knew we had a summer spotlight like a quarter through the year. And I was like,
mhm.
I'm going to touch base with you and I want to make sure that you're following through on the promises you make to yourself. Because I think that's the most important thing that you can do
Yeah.
as a human is make a promise to yourself and follow through. But the best one on there is feeling better, in my
Mhm.
opinion, is finding happiness and feeling good about yourself.
Yes.
And a lot of content creators have a hard time feeling good. So if I may ask, I know you said you go out to the gym, you do other stuff. Is there anything else for wisdom or guidance that you could tell to make somebody feel better about themselves that you've learned in the last little bit?
I feel like trying to focus on what you want to do and what makes you feel good rather than doing something that you like you have to do to make other feel good, which is something that I struggled a lot with. I'm very much a people pleaser, so I
Mm-hmm.
always try to make sure that everybody's happy and make sure to like, oh, I forgot to do this thing, I'm gonna do it for you, or you need help with this thing, I'm gonna do this thing. And I always like ended up putting myself second to
Mm-hmm.
all the other people that of course, I love everybody there is in my life, so I really want to help them, but I also need to help myself first. And I think that's something that I definitely struggled and still struggle with, and I want to get better at. And I think if people are on the same boat and they're like, I know I always put other people first and I'm very much a people pleaser, just take like a day where you do something that you want to do and you do only that, and you focus on that and you focus on yourself, and that really helps me. I feel like feeling better and like just feeling a little bit like I care about myself and I'm important too.
Simon, I think that's such amazing advice. I know we talked about before this podcast starting, the vicious cycle of creating content is
Yes.
brushing out content that you may not like just to say that you did it. And then
Mm-hmm.
you don't get as much views because it was rushed. And then your fans are like, what the fuck's happening?
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, well, I can't do this right now because I'm really busy. And then your fans are like, well, you know what? Like, when is like when's the next video coming out? And then it's just what I say, you're feeding the beast, but not feeding yourself kind of like
Yes.
idea. You're feeding the beast of, well, I have to keep pushing boundaries. I have to keep pushing content. I have to keep pushing it out the door because that's what my fans want. And if I don't do it, my fans are not going to follow me anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's crazy. Like for me, I never missed a posting day for Rose Chronicles.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 2 years. I couldn't post it because I just it wasn't edited to the level that I wanted it to be edited. I could have gotten it out, but it wasn't. It's another layer of spell checked. Okay, so it was
Yes.
missing that. Anyone who I'm dyslexic, so it's very important that someone else takes a look at it before I do it, just to
Mm-hmm.
ensure that it's okay. Guess what happened when I didn't post it that day? Nothing. Nobody noticed.
Yeah.
Nobody cared. I posted it the next day. It's fine. So now I'm just like, if I don't have a chapter, it's fine. You'll get it when I get it. And nobody has ever said boo to me
Yeah.
because they're just happy to see content. They don't matter how frequent it is. They're just happy to know that their content is still there. And I
It's
think that's how
yeah.
burnout happens
Yeah,
quickly.
100%. And what you were saying, like posting content that you don't like or
Mm-hmm.
you don't care about, and you do that, people realize that you don't like it. People
Mm-hmm.
realize that you don't care for it as much as they do, probably. And it loses like the love behind it, and it loses a lot. And it doesn't feel the same. And I think that's something I really am trying to do that also with my videos. Like I'm not going to post a video every week because I have to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to post a video when I feel like the video is ready and the video is good, because I want people to see the video, watch it, and say, oh, this video he really cared for, he really put his effort in, and he really likes it, which is what I want to do. Like I want to post content that I like because I
Mm-hmm.
want people to like it because I like it. And that's something that could happen for like content creator that are pushing themselves.
Exactly. I think you hit it really well. Content that you like, that you want to put out.
Mm-hmm.
I had to stop watching Kelly and PGK because she literally looks like she's about to fucking cry in a corner. She doesn't look
Yeah.
happy. Her eyes are drooping. She's just kind of there. She's pushing it through the moments. I know that's why she left BuzzFeed, because she felt content burnout because she
Mm-hmm.
wasn't able to do her own content. And I found like her personal channel is, it's just basically like, let's push out content, let's push out content, let's push out content. Even if like you're not happy, you have to be on it. And that's something that I've talked about a lot on this podcast of, you may not be on, but if you have a podcast video day, you got to be on that day.
Yes.
You got to be happy. You got to put to go. You treat it as a job. I treat Stassi as a job. Stassi is a job. Stassi is her own person. Jen and Stassi are two different
Mm-hmm.
people, right? And then fortunately, that's how it has to be. Jen doesn't like people. Stassi loves people. And I know that's hard to put to bed that I'm the same
Yes, of
person,
course.
but Stassi's a personality.
Mm-hmm.
Jen likes playing Sims in my PJs with a fuzzy blanket watching Netflix. That's what
Yeah.
I like to do. So it's interesting to see like pushing content out of just being like, I'm so tired, I'm so exhausted, but I gotta get this video out. And
Mm-hmm.
then realizing, and then once I feel like that's the worst, because then you push out the content, it doesn't get the love that you want because you pushed it out so far because you just didn't care. You didn't do the same finis, and it gets like no views, and then
Yeah.
that's like you're already down because you're exhausted,
It's
and
really
then you
soul
get kicked in
crushing
the
there.
balls
Yeah.
because you're so fucking tired, and you're like, then why the fuck do I do this? And if you don't have an existential crisis at least like once a year being a content creator, then like you're not a content creator.
You're
I
not
don't
doing it
know.
right.
You're so new, it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
My first one was this past January. It was
Mm-hmm.
really bad. I was actually filming a podcast that day about content creator for like mental health for content creators, and I was seeing red. I was so mad. I was so tired. I wasn't getting listens. my
Mm-hmm.
my stuff was down because I used to gauge my happiness by listens. I don't do that so much anymore, but I used
Mm-hmm.
to, which used to freak everybody out. Like I'd be like, I only had one listen today. I'm had a bad day. Or oh my god, I had
Mm-hmm.
1,000 listens today. Today's gonna be the best day. Like it was
Best
literally
day.
just
Yeah.
like gambling. What mood
Basically,
of
yes.
what mood of Jen were you going to see that day? Which affected my friendships with my parents,
Mm-hmm.
my best friend, my fiance. But
Mm-hmm.
they didn't know why I was mad. I couldn't just say, well, I had 3 listens today, because they'd be like, that's great. I'd
Yeah.
be like, yeah, but I had 400 yesterday. So I didn't do anything different. It happened. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy that feeling better is important on this, because if you're a content creator, feeling better and feeling confident about the content you put out, I think is the
Mm-hmm.
most important thing of being a content creator. Well, Simon, I got a couple more questions for you, and
Of
I'm gonna
course.
kind of wrap her up. So I know we talked a little bit about the Simmer Awards for the end
Mm-hmm.
of the year, but is there anything exciting that you're working on this year that you want to share with us?
Oh, like for my own content, I
Yeah.
ooh, I have a video that I'm working on. I'm writing the script as of us speaking right now.
Yeah.
So very, very excited. It's gotta be like I'm gonna give you a sneak peek because hopefully it's gonna be out at this point. Um it's like a history of LGBTQ representation in The Sims from
Oh
like the
shit.
first game up to like the Sims 4 and all like the different like my Sims, Sims Medieval, like all of those. I want to go through all of the game and talk about that and do like a big video talking about it. So
That's
that I'm very excited about that one.
that is awesome. Please, when that's done, share it with me and I will share it on my platforms as well, because I think that's a very important conversation that we need to have and see the representation throughout the years.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm assuming it's going to come out in June. If I had to
Yeah,
guess.
that's what I'm like aiming for.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's gonna come out for that month, of course, Pride month. But yeah, that's like the main video I'm very, very excited about. Of course, I'm working on some other stuff. As of right now, I don't think I have like other major projects going on, other than like, of course, working on the next year Simmers Awards and the usual stuff like content creation, posting on Instagram, maybe hopefully a little bit more. I have been neglecting my Instagram, so I need to
That's
get
okay.
back into that.
You just posted the Barbie posters. That's all you
Yeah.
needed. It's fine. You've got me entertained until August or so July to when the movie, or June or July, whenever the movie comes out.
July, yeah.
I'm so excited for Barbie.
Same.
I'm a Barbie girl through and through. Obviously, as you can tell, I look like my brain's like I look like Barbie.
I am Barbie.
So I am Barbie. And
Why didn't I cast you? You should have been in a movie.
I Jen Hill or Margot Robbie. I don't know. I'm 5 foot and a little
Honestly,
overweight. When I think of Barbie, I definitely don't think of that. I'm like Barbie's sad friend in the corner.
you can be a Barbie. They have all different Barbies now. So they have them in the movie.
I'll be the chef Barbie.
Sure.
I know this. I'll be chef because I did a because I came out, I put me as one as like this Barbie is a podcaster queen.
I think I saw the photo, yeah,
with an actual like real photo of myself because I'm like I put myself out there, I'm a podcast queen. But I'm so excited for Barbie. Are there any movies that you're excited to see this summer that are not Barbie?
Oh, well, there's not Barbie. 100% I'm excited about Barbie. Other movies, I feel like there's supposed to be like at this point it should come out in November. I think it was supposed to be in July or August, but they pushed it to November. The Marvels, like Captain Marvel
Oh
and all
yeah,
the Marvels.
that got I'm pretty sure that's coming out. I think it's
I
not.
think it's in November.
It's in
So
November, but
now.
it didn't take yeah, now. Go see it now, guys. It's not for it's not the Thanksgiving spot because
Yeah.
that's the Hunger Games
Oh yeah, also that. Oh,
Songbird and
I forgot about the Younger Games. That's coming out too.
I saw the
Very
trailer for
excited
that
about
yesterday.
that.
I'm excited. You know what I'm
Very
not
excited.
you know what I'm not excited for is Flash. I'm so
I'm
just
not gonna watch Flash.
I know, well, I was going to. I was gonna go. I was so excited. I'm a huge Flashpoint person. I was so and then Ezra Miller went fucking insane.
Yep.
And the fact that he got to keep this movie, but they got rid of Batwoman.
Oh my god, I'm so upset about that.
I'm so mad. How
So
bad
upset.
was that movie? You put out not one Suicide Squad shitty movie, but two shitty Suicide Squad. You put out bad movies. How bad was this movie?
I cannot believe that that movie was that bad they had to get rid of it. It was finished. It was like they did the whole production, they edited it, they did the CGI, they did everything.
They did everything.
And
just
then they shoved it.
Put it out. Just throw it on HBO. Don't put
Even
it in
if
movie
it doesn't get like $1 billion in revenue, you're still getting a little bit of money back, at least.
Yeah.
Like it's a full loss.
Right? Like Wonder Woman 1984, garbage. Like the thing is that they just cleaned house. Like Gal Gadot, no longer Wonder Woman. Jason Momoa is going to no longer be Aquaman. So these movies coming out this year mean nothing to whatever James Gunn's goddamn universe. Yeah. And I honestly, and I'll stand as hell, James Gunn does not belong in DC. He is too happy, go lucky, like like DC is gritty.
It's supposed to be dark. Like dark, right?
Like the Batman that came out last year with Matt Reeves was stunning.
Great movie.
Stunning. Great movie. I watch it all the time. I think the scene that made it feel real to me is Batman Year One doesn't have all his shit figured out. He was like, his parachute got fucking caught on wires because that's what would happen. He doesn't know what to pull it out. Or like when they're in the club scene, that they don't turn the music down. when
Mm-hmm.
he's talking over loud music. I was like, I this is legit. He's talking over loud music. I was like, I this is legit. He is at Club Ice.
He is at that club right
He is
now.
at that club,
Yes.
and it's not like we're
Yes.
playing like Disney like karaoke music. Like it's a
Mm-hmm.
fucking club. It's gritty. It's dark. Like I'm so stoked for the new Joker 2 movie
Oh,
with
100%.
Lady
Oh,
Gaga playing Harley Quinn. Oh
I
my
cannot
god.
wait.
It's gonna be a musical. Like I'm curious to
Yeah.
see how much of a musical, because I think what's gonna happen, I think it's gonna be like they're obviously in Arkham. So I
Mm-hmm.
think it's gonna be more of like in their minds, kind of a
Yes,
little bit like more like
100%.
Sucker Punch, if Sucker Punch actually knew what it was going to be like. Because everyone forgets what Sucker Punch was.
I forget
Amazing.
about sucker. What was supposed to be Sucker Punch? Like it's like a weird mix of thing happening.
Yeah, so it's what a very iconic DC graphic novel. So basically, they're in a Russian mental institution, and they're
It's a
so
DC
drugged on.
product.
It's DC, yeah,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
I thought it was just a random movie.
Nope, it's DC.
Oh wow.
They're in a Russian mental institute, and they're so drugged up that they go on these like crazy adventures. But they
Huh.
the whole movie you don't realize they're so drugged up, and at the end it's
Yeah.
kind of like the final scene with like the chick in the hospital, like her eyes just glazed over because she's just
Yeah.
dreamed the whole thing. So that's what I think Joker 2 is going to be. I think it's going to be
It better be.
a fever dream, because like we know, like, because like when it was the girl, his neighbor, he would
Mm-hmm.
have like full on dreams of like date states, and it was at the end where he's like, holy shit, like you don't know her. I think that's what's gonna happen. I think he's gonna fall in love with Harley Quinn, which is Lady Gaga, who's the
Yes.
doctor at Arkham, and it's all gonna be in his mind. Of like,
Yeah. That would be amazing.
I think
That would be
that
amazing.
would be cool. Any other movies you wanna excited to see?
Ooh, let me think about it.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, there's the Wicked movie, but that's coming out in 2024.
yeah, because
So
they
it's a
just showed photo.
while.
Now I understand. So everyone was like freaking out, like Ariana Grande for like
Mm-hmm.
disappearing, because I was like, either she had a baby or she's working on an album. Like those are the two
I mean, these
options,
are the two options.
right? Because like, but that's like where is she? And then I didn't realize she was the Good Witch
Yeah,
in Wicked. And it
Glinda.
also explains why her eyebrows just don't exist anymore, because
Mm.
she's blonde. And I'm like
She's
sitting there
super
and I'm
blonde.
like, I was like, where's her eyebrows? Where are they? And also, if anyone listening, I'm actually not obsessed with eyebrows, because last podcast I also talked about eyebrows for somebody else. I just, it's weird. It's like, because that was the trend last summer. It was like bleached out blonde
Bleach
eyebrows.
brows. Yeah,
My eyebrows are always darker than my actual hair. Like I just, I need something. You need something there to look
I
at. Like,
agree.
yeah, because like I think it was Macy Williams who like I
Mm.
first saw it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because she was like walking in like some Paris fashion show, like pick a show, and they dyed her eyebrows white
Hmm.
blonde, and I was like, hmm,
Interesting.
interesting. So humans need eyebrows, that are visible, because you just look like aliens
Yeah.
without it. But okay, I'm distracting you. Any movies?
I'm trying to think about it. I don't remember what other movies are coming out. I'm trying to think if there's any horror movie that's coming out
Oh, did
because
you
I
like Scream? I meant that was on my list of things
yeah.
to ask you. Did you like
Oh my
Scream
God.
6?
Yes, I loved it. I thought it was great what they did. I was very skeptical when I watched the fifth movie
Okay.
because I'm in love with that series, and having like a movie without the original director,
Mm-hmm.
I was very skeptical they were going to like go too cheesy or too weird or whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
think the fifth movie was a great movie to like show that they can still do the atmosphere of the
Yeah.
original movies, but this one, I thought they played a little bit more. I liked it because they went like to New York. They did a whole like set change, bigger sets, bigger things,
Mm-hmm.
bringing back some original characters. So there's something coming from the old movies. I thought they did a great job. I really, really enjoyed it.
Out of curiosity, are you friends with ONG Sims?
I'm not. I
You
I,
guys need
I
to you
know
guys need to
them,
be
but
friends,
like,
because you're both in Italy and you love horror films. I'm just saying. This is a match made in heaven.
do I not know every Italian simmer you're telling me? I thought I did.
No, like go, I will, after this call, I'll hook you up with ONG. He's
Yes,
amazing,
please.
because like that's his whole, like he makes horror machinimas. Like that's his whole
Oh,
shit.
oh, wow. Okay, I love that.
Yeah, because like his like we've gone on like 20-minute tirades of how Scream is amazing, and like he loves horror movies. That's why I'm like, you don't know each other.
I think, yeah, apparently we don't.
No,
But
okay.
yeah.
So Scream, I haven't seen it yet. I'm waiting for it to go to a streaming service, which will probably be
Hmm.
very soon.
Yeah, I'm
I
guess
have to,
so.
I have to assume that, but that's awesome. But anyway, Simon, I'm gonna wrap this up. It's been an absolute pleasure. I know we'll be speaking really soon, which it will be
Yes.
differently because it will be soon for listeners, but not in real life.
Not for
Um,
us.
Not for us. We'll have a whole summer to pick up notes, but I'm so excited for to see what you're going to do this summer. Please, when you make the LGBTQ plus video, please share it with me. The links will be
Of
below, so
course.
please go check that out as well. Please go check out the Simmer Awards. And Simon, where can we find your amazing work?
I am Sillysimmuz on everything. SILLYSIMMUZ. And I'm on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch, on TikTok, even if I don't really post TikToks. And, I'm everywhere. You can find me. Just look at my name.
Exactly. Well, links are below. Please go check out Simon. Please go give him so much love that he so truly deserves. Please go check out the Summer Awards. Please be part of it. Potentially, if they go well, will be
Yes.
talked about in a couple weeks. Please go share some love. The links are going to be below as well for any information you want to have about the Summer Awards. I am so excited for them this year, and please stay tuned. Probably in
Me
a
too.
couple weeks when we do a deep dive on the third season of the Summer Awards. Well, Simon, pleasure like
Yes.
always. Thank you for coming back here
Thank
today
you
and
for having
indulging
me.
my craziness. And you have a great rest of your day, okay?
You too. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.